Lesson 8. God's 10 Commandments. While the Israelites were camped in the Sinai desert, God told Moses that he was going to come down upon a mountain and speak to the people. Moses then passed on God's instructions for this remarkable event, which was to take place 3 days later. Exodus 19:16-25. On the third day, when it was morning, there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud on the mountain, and the sound of an exceedingly loud trumpet, and all the people who were in the camp trembled. Moses led the people out of the camp to meet God, and they stood at the lower part of the mountain. All of Mount Sinai smoked, because the Lord descended on it in fire, and its smoke ascended like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain quaked greatly. When the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him by a voice. The Lord came down on Mount Sinai, to the top of the mountain. The Lord called Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And the Lord said to him, "Go down and warn the people not to cross the boundary to come and look at me. If they do, many of them will die. Let the priests also, who come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, or the Lord will break out against them." Moses said to the Lord, "The people can't come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us saying, 'Put limits around the mountain, and set it apart as holy.'" The Lord said to him, "Go down. You shall bring Aaron up with you, but don't let the priests and the people break through to come up to the Lord, or he will break out against them." So Moses went down to the people and told them. Mount Sinai was also known as Horeb. Later, in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses gave additional details about what happened on Mount Sinai. As he looked back on that extraordinary day, he reminded the people of what they had experienced. Deuteronomy 4:10-13. The day that you stood before the Lord your God in Horeb, when the Lord said to me, "Assemble the people to me, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they live on the earth, and that they may teach their children." You came near and stood under the mountain. The mountain burned with fire to the heart of the sky, with darkness, cloud, and thick darkness. The Lord spoke to you out of the middle of the fire. You heard the voice of words, but you saw no form, you only heard a voice. He declared to you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even the 10 Commandments. He wrote them on 2 stone tablets. Deuteronomy 5:22-33. The Lord spoke these words to all your assembly on the mountain, out of the middle of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness with a great voice. He added no more. He wrote them on 2 stone tablets, and gave them to me. When you heard the voice out of the middle of the darkness, while the mountain was burning with fire, you came near to me, even all the leaders of your tribes and your elders, and you said, "Behold, the Lord our God has shown us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the middle of the fire. We have seen today that God does speak with man, and he lives. But now, why should we die? This great fire will consume us, and we will die if we hear the voice of the Lord our God any longer. For what mortal has ever heard the voice of the living God speaking out of fire, as we have, and survived? Go near, and hear all that the Lord our God shall say, and tell us all that the Lord our God tells you, and we will hear it, and do it. The Lord heard the voice of your words when you spoke to me, and the Lord said to me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people which they have spoken to you. They have well said all that they have spoken. If only they would always feel like this. That they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go tell them, return to your tents. But as for you, stand here by me, and I will tell you all the commandments, and the statutes, and the ordinances, which you shall teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess. You shall observe to do therefore as the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn away to the right hand or to the left. You shall walk in all the way which the Lord your God has commanded you, that you may live, and that it may be well with you, and that you may prolong your days in the land which you shall possess. The following passage contains the 10 commandments that Moses referred to. Exodus 20, 1-17. God spoke all these words saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourselves an idol, nor any image of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow yourself down to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children, on the third and on the fourth generation of those who hate me, and showing loving kindness to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. You shall labor 6 days, and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do any work in it, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your livestock, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land which the Lord your God gives you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. This was the only occasion when God spoke directly to the Israelites. After that, the instructions God gave were communicated through his chosen mediator, Moses.